and thanks for joining us on Direct Online Television. I am Uyero Aruru. We are at the Asaba International Airport with us here to intimate us further and the activities of the facility is the project director of the airport, Mr. Austin Ayimedejor.
Yes.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. God bless.
You've been here for a couple of years, and I prefer you say that yourself, because when I heard it for the first time, I was really amazed.
Well, thank you. Aviation is a very critical sector of our economy. So there's no Nigerian standard. That you don't have African standard. You don't have West African standard. It's basically a global standard, and that's why you must key into the relevant aviation regulations with respect to Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority and then ICAO standard that is universal. So if you don't meet such standards, approval will not be granted for operation. So in the first instance, we applied for construction of an international airport to the regulatory body, that's the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. 2008, that was approved. And between 2008 2011, construction speedily got to a point where we had to apply for operational license for landing. And in 2011, precisely in March of that year, we had the first test flight that came in by Overland.
Okay.
And of course, we moved on immediately to bring in other category of aircraft. The same year, by October, the Boeing category of aircraft came in. And that was just the major explosion for activities of the airport when we started receiving ARIC, Aero, Overland, and Airpeace.
And you've been here for a total number of
I've been here since 2008. Actually, I came here when the entire place was a forest. So I started clearing. We started clearing as a project director. Our office then was at the hilltop. As a matter of fact, the first office I had there was a canopy. And we moved to the hilltop, and the groundbreaking ceremony took place 2008, and then of course completed the terminal building, the runway, and here we are.
So we can call you the airport master.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can say that again.
So since 2011, we've seen number of upgrade and facilities that have been put in place. What is the operational standard since the upgrade has been concluded?
Yeah, airports are in categories. We need to clear this point. You have the category 4, you have category 6, you have category 7, category 8, and category 9. That's the maximum for international operation. Right now, we have achieved category 6. Category 6 can receive Boeing 737. That's the largest category of aircraft you can receive right now. But our ultimate goal is to push it further to category 8 and category 9. Once that is achieved, then of course it becomes international standard. Any aircraft can land. Aircraft too, they also have categories. You have Boeing 737, you have Boeing 777, you have Boeing 747, you have Airbus. The largest aircraft coming into Nigeria right now is the Boeing 747. This runway is constructed having the capacity to receive the largest aircraft in Nigeria, and that's Boeing 747.
Wow. That's super interesting. Yeah. And I must say, getting to there must not have been an easy thing for you at all. Yeah, that's why we're aspiring, because His Excellency the Governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, has done so much. You recall that in 2015, this airport was downgraded. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and it brought them to the category of Dash 8Q400, the propeller. Like? It was bad for me. Yeah. Absolutely bad for me. But all glory go. We give glory to God. We appreciate His Excellency that from 2015 till this point, he has taken it back to the same standard. Now we can bring in this larger aircraft. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority had upgraded the airport back to that status. That was done sometime last year, and you recall that about the same time the Super Eagles left here for Johannesburg. We had a one-off approval. That's the first international operation we had here, and took the Super Eagles to Johannesburg and back. And then you also recall that about 2 months ago, Egypt flew in straight from Cairo.
True again.
Yes, and we must give kudos. We must appreciate His Excellency for this effort. Now, you cannot approve for such international operation if His Excellency has not done so much in the area of one, rehabilitating the runway, bringing it back to the standard as required by NCAA. The taxiways, installation of navigational aids. As I speak to you right now, His Excellency has done it again. The instrument landing system for the airport has just been completed.
Oh, that's nice.
And we had a challenge with the hill because we were given the mandate to pull it down from the threshold of runway 211. Let me expatiate on that. You have runway 211 or runway 29. The 29 is the on the true side, and then the 211 is the axis. Now we had a major challenge of a massive hill, and there was the requirement that we must pull it down 1.2 kilometers, about 1,200 meters. Now, what if you go there now? We have achieved about 80%. Contractors on site, Levan construction companies on site, doing a lot in that respect. His Excellency has also done so much in the area of installation of airfield lightings. Now, once you have that, it means aircraft can land 24 hours in 7 days you have in a week. It means you have 24 hours operation because aircraft cannot land at night. So that is ongoing. We have achieved about 70% of that. So the governor has specifically touched on those critical areas of airport development. 1, the runway. 2, nav aids. 3, the fire station and the fire tenders. These are critical elements to airport operation. You must have serviceable fire tenders. You must have acceptable runway. You must have landing aids, ILS. Of course, in terms of meteorology, we have some of the best meteorological equipment here. We have the automatic weather observing system. We have the low-level wind alert system, and then a couple of others. And that's because he has given so much attention, prominent attention in ensuring that these areas are given utmost attention to achieve the requirement of NCA. NCA is like the watchdog. They come in from time to time to say, this is an open gap, this is an open item, you must close it. And visually, I can say His Excellency had done very well in closing almost all the open items as identified by NCA.
Wow, that's totally and extremely commendable. Yeah. That's so commendable.
Yeah. So, sir, aside the challenges of the hills, what other major challenges are faced by the airport?
No, the greatest one was the downgrading. It was a paucity that we didn't envisage that. It came as a road shock. But Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has lifted us back again.
And being at the helm of affairs, I can imagine what it felt like personally.
Bad, of course. I was morally down. And, but
that's quite sad.
Thank God I'm excited again.
So we share your excitement.
Yeah, because the fact that he didn't just take it back to the regional status, he moved beyond that to international flights operated into Asaba Airport.
Yeah.
So,
and this is really a great mark for Asaba because it's going to give room to local economy, investors coming into the country.
Hospitality, business, employment, direct employment, indirect employment, expansion of the economic frontiers of the state, taking into consideration that Asaba is just a few minutes away to Onitsha Market, one of the biggest commercial hub centers around West Africa. And of course, yes, of course, I'm just speculating, but I think that people will prefer to use this airport in terms of haulage, in terms of passengers, than any other airport, because it takes you just 15 minutes away from here to Onitsha.
Yeah, definitely.
Once, it's a big investment, a giant investment by the state.
Yeah, I can see
it has added so much. It has added so much value to the economy of the state.
Oh, okay.
That's the drive, you know.
Honestly, that's the drive. I mean, why invest money into something that wouldn't give you money in return?
Yeah.
So the Asaba International Airport, I must say, has given the state government money in return.
Yeah, but you see, in terms of money return, yes, the social value, the fact that you don't have to go to Benin to take aircraft, the fact that you don't have to go back to Owerri. But let me speak in the real sense of the word. There are two aspects of revenue generation in an airport. You have the aeronautical aspect and you have the non-aeronautical aspect. Aeronautical aspect is the landing charges, the passenger service charges. For every passenger that is passing through the airport, there's something you pay to the government of Delta State.
Interesting.
And they call it passenger service charge. You just pay a token to the state. It's built inside your ticket that the airline pays back to the state. And of course, you have for aircraft that is landing, you pay for landing charges to the state government too. And that's the aeronautical part. The non-aeronautical part, this massive edifice, you have offices, you have shops, you have restaurants. So we generate revenue from them. You have cab operators outside, we generate revenue from them. We have restaurants outside, we generate revenue from them. At the gate, you should come in, you pay, we generate revenue from there. That's toll collection. So there are a whole lot of areas that we generate revenue from in terms of revenue generation for Asaba Airport.
That's good to hear.
That's
really good to hear.
Now I see why we can run the airport even with the epileptical power supply that we are faced with.
Yes, we are connected to the 33 kVA, and the governor too has done so well in terms of ensuring that we provide the transformer that has the capacity to power this facility. And then of course we have standby generators. We have 2 standby generators of a minimum of 1,000 kVA.
Okay, now that's huge.
And that's why it's always power. There's always power supply here.
Okay, so that's good to know. So would you have any recommendations, towards making the Asaba International Airport get to the, you called it a 9 something standard?
That's the category 9.
A category 9 standard. Yes. All right.
Yes, but of course, that's the goal. That's government's desire to take it now. It's not something we're looking at 1, 2, 3 years. It's something we want to achieve very quickly within a very short time, because we have achieved category 6, so we're moving straight to category 8 and category 9. The government is putting machineries in motion to ensure that the requirements are met. We have a runway already that has met that standard. Okay. We have a massive terminal building that has met that standard.
Quite massive.
So we need is just to bring in more. We bring in more fire trucks, and then bring in more personnel. That's all. You bring in more personnel because you want to run 24 hours operation, and that means it's going to be about 3 shifts. You're running 3 shifts. If you're running 3 shifts, then you need more personnel, more manpower. Once you have that, more manpower, additional fire truck of about 12,000, the capacity of the the water. Storage should be about 12,000 liters. Once you have that put together, then of course you have.
Wow, that's super interesting.
Because the hill too is also one of the requirements, and the contractors have we are awarded to 3 contractors: Levant, CCC, and then the former contractor. Now, Levant, in the first contract, they've achieved about 90%.
Okay.
CCC over 90%.
Super cool.
And then the only section left, Levant has achieved more than 60%. So on the average, we've achieved over 85%.
Okay.
So that in the next 1 or 2 months, that is done. So once we achieve pulling down the hill, we bring in additional fire truck, bring in more personnel, train our staff, then of course we're there.
You know, I'm particularly interested in the part you talked about getting in more personnel. So during your recruitment period, or is there any particular way masses get to know that the airport is recruiting?
Yeah, we're also looking at it from another dimension, because when you talk about bringing, I was careful in using the word recruitment. I used the word bringing in more personnel. I adopted that choice of words instead of recruitment, because we can also draft in personnel from other government agencies and parastatals.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, it is possible too that there are government agencies, some ministries that may have persons that are not, let me use the word, underutilized. We can deploy them back to the airport.
All right.
To beef up the number of personnel. We can achieve that. It depends on the approval by His Excellency. But we're looking at it from that perspective. It is better for us to bring in personnel from other government agencies to lift the platform that we already have achieved.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Good to know, sir.
So it may not be outright recruitment.
Okay.
That part clear.
That is very important.
Yeah, that's quite important. Because,
yes.
You know, with the outburst of social media, a lot of things have
because
been
already
said.
because already His Excellency has equally directed the head of service to do that, to carry out that assignment, so that this personnel are drafted into the airport.
All right.
Yes,
Okay, good to know.
so it's not outright. It's not going to be recruitment, fresh recruitment at all.
Okay.
Okay.
It's good specifying that, so that
Yes,
persons will
it's
not
clear.
say,
It's
very
clear.
soon they are going
It's
to be
very clear,
doing
because
recruitment.
I've been hearing of that. People call me recruitment exercise. No, there's no such exercise taking place here.
And it also warns the masses about, fraudsters using the internet to say, oh yeah, the airport is recruiting.
No, we're not.
Good.
We're
So
not.
people
We're
out
not.
there.
I'm saying this categorically, that no recruitment exercise is going on here.
Okay, that's nice.
That being cleared.
Yeah, very clear. Okay, sir, before we go, let's round up. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, sir. What is your advice to passengers patronizing the airport?
Well, it's to let them know that aviation is about safety and standard.
Okay.
It's about security. We have the best here, and their welfare is guaranteed here.
Yeah.
We can see that.
And then, of course, we as Nigerians, you just have to obey airport rules.
Yeah.
You must subject yourself to necessary scrutiny. You must pass through the screening points. You must allow security operatives, the aviation security, do the normal job, whether because globally, no matter how highly placed you are, you must pass through the normal screening.
The one is above the law.
Yeah, it's about the law.
All right, so.
Just cooperation.
All right,
That's
so
all. It's for your
thank you
safety,
so
and it's for
much.
my safety. Yes, it's for your security too.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for being part of this program. I recall we were always coming around to have one or two interviews with you, but due to your tight schedule, you were always giving us time. So we really appreciate the fact that today we were able to catch you and you were able to let the masses know of the importance of the international airport and what it has added to the Delta State economy. Thank you very much,
God
sir.
bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless
Thank you.
It was an exciting time with you. Thank you so much.
All will be taken for today. I am Yero Aroro with
Miss Chisom Chinedu.
I really had a grand time here. One
Goes to the project director of Asaba International Airport for giving us this wonderful opportunity to enlighten you on the facilities of the airport. Do stay with us and follow our subsequent interviews. Bye bye.